What is up, everybody? Frank Lam here, and welcome to our Daily Huddle episode number 46.
5 questions that you want to know and you want answers to. Tell me what your number 1 question is going to be.
Alright, so we are officially live with our Daily Huddle, and I do first want to apologize that I was not able to come on live yesterday for our Daily Huddle. I missed an episode, and I obviously apologize and feel really bad about it, only because I was actually at a very intensive workshop where I actually go every other month to actually learn and be in a scenario where I learn from simply other people that have been doing really well in their business or people that are struggling, and have presenters to actually help me on where I am at and actually help me grow. So what I want to basically share with you guys is, regardless of where you are at in life, you obviously have to make sure that you continue to educate yourself, you continue to grow, you continue to learn, because in our environment nowadays, everything changes at such a rapid pace, especially the fact that we have an advanced technology nowadays in our business, in our everyday life. And if we want to continue to succeed, and if you want to keep leveling up and gaming up your game, you obviously need to continue to learn. So a lot of people go like, well, Fred, do you take any training? Do you do any of these stuff yourself? Absolutely. But it's just that the things that I go to and the things that I learn is very different from where you guys are at. And I really hope, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, and I really hope that one day you guys will basically surpass my knowledge and basically find another mentor that will actually continue to help you guys grow. And again, I'm doing everything that I can to obviously give you guys as much knowledge as possible, give you guys as much knowledge as possible. But let's be honest, right? I'm still a human being. I'm still learning every single day. And some of you guys may be learning a lot faster than other people, and I may actually cap out on basically what you're learning from me. And I would actually encourage you to continue to find different mentors in your life to continue to help you really crush it online, or to basically learn how to really become an entrepreneur, how to work smarter, how to basically be more effective, how to be more efficient, etc., etc. Alright, so again, I do apologize sincerely that yesterday I wasn't able to actually host my Daily Huddle. And if this affect you, okay, tell me right into the comment box, either on Instagram. If you're on Instagram, you can tell me on Instagram. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, tell me if that affected you. And it is absolutely fine. And I obviously am accountable for that. And I apologize for not being here with you guys when I actually felt like I was completely felt like I was tortured at the workshop. Alright, so with that being said, here's the deal, okay? Yesterday, during the workshop, I learned something super valuable. Now, it's really basic, okay? It is, at the end of the day, I would have to say I know about this long time ago, ever since I started my career. But because of how we move, or how we actually hustle, and how the pace that we're at, how fast it is, we actually always neglect the basics, okay? And the basics always is the foundation to your business. And if you sometimes actually go back to basics, it will actually help you move to a next level or scale up your business. And this particular topic that I wanted to talk about, it's really aligned with any businesses that you are running. It doesn't matter if it's e-commerce, digital publishing, a local business, it just doesn't matter, because it all drills down to the basic. And what I wanted to discuss with you guys today, before we actually head into the Daily Huddle, and someone actually gave me a angry face again. You know what? If you give me an angry face, get the F out of here. I don't want you here. I don't need you here. And if you don't think I'm giving you value, please just stop. I don't know, hit spam or whatever. I don't want to see you here, and that's not what I want, because I don't want to have anyone getting negative energy in here. And I'll find out who you are. And I'm going to call people out. that think, okay, never mind, the angry face left. Okay, so I'm just being frank and honest. All right, so here's one of the most important stuff about selling basics, okay, which is why. And why I want to actually bring this up is very important, because you need to understand one thing. You need to know why a customer buys from you. You want to know why the customer will give you their email address. You want to know why that person is listening to you. And because right now, when we advertise, yeah, we actually go after the targeting, we go after the product, etc., etc. But if we actually take a step back, it is all based on psychology. Because we, as a human being, make decisions based on emotion. Okay? We are a very emotional animal. We make a decision based on emotions before logic actually come in place. And that's why sometimes when a person is super angry, they would use words that freaking sucks, that hurts someone, because they are in a state of anger. Okay? Same thing when you're happy, you use a different tonality, you use a different language. And because of that, you need to really identify why. Why are people buying from you? Why are people buying from your store? Why are people actually needing this or wanting this? And if you're able to actually drill down the why, I would tell you, it is going to make your life so much easier. And I keep telling you guys, you need to be in your niche when you are selling anything online. If you're selling fishing or hunting supplies, you need to be a fisher, a hunter, because you will know on the other side of the screen on why that person clicked on your ad and why that person is pulling out their credit card. And because you're able to actually identify the why, it will be so much easier for you to actually sell that person and actually make profit from it and eventually make more money from them. Now, let me actually give you a simple example, okay? A super simple example. Why do people buy a MacBook? What is the why? Why would people buy from Apple? They are absolutely so ridiculously priced, but yet people still go and buy an Apple only because of the why. Apple basically says to himself that we provide the latest innovation and there is no worries of getting your computer having virus or hacks. They are actually able to talk about the why. You are going to buy an Apple because you are convinced on buying it and buying from their why. And another example is really great. Toyota have the best resale value when it comes to automotive. Why do people buy from it? Because of the quality. People buy a Toyota because of the quality, the price that they pay. They know that the resale value is going to be high because of the quality. Why would people actually go to McDonald's? Because for a 6-year-old kid, every single time they go to McDonald's, the experience is the same, the food tastes the same, the food looks the same. And if you are able to actually identify your whys, and your whys cannot be, well, I want to create an e-commerce store so I can actually start making a lot of money. That is not the why, because ultimately, customers don't give a crap about you. They give a crap about themselves. What's in it for me? And I keep telling you guys that you ultimately, when you are selling any form of products, when you are doing anything online, when it is talking about a business, you gotta identify what's in it for that person. And now we enhance it by basically saying, why is that person buying from you? Alright, so I hope that really helps you guys out and really open your eyes. And I know that some of you guys, it may not like click right away, but ultimately at the end of the day, what I want to actually share with you guys is that you need to look at your business differently from time to time. Because when we are so stuck in our business, we working in our business, there are a lot of things that you overlook. There are a lot of basics that needs to be addressed that will actually give you a breakthrough in your business. All right, so the next time when you're actually setting up an ad, or the next time when you are basically looking for a product to sell online, or the next time you're trying to create a ebook that you want to give away to actually get a customer to actually give you their email address and sell them affiliate marketing, find out why. Why is that person going to give you their money? Why is that person going to give you their email address? And if you're able to identify the why, it will help you drastically in your profit margin, in your business, in your sales, and anything that you actually do. As a matter of fact, it will be so much easier for you to actually create the ad that can create a rapport and connect with the audience right away, that it is going to be done with a blink of an eye, because you know what the why is going to be. All right, so if you guys actually love this value, you guys got some amazing advice from it, put it in me into the comment box below, okay? Put it in me if you guys like just got an aha moment, because I will be honest with you, I know that it sounds basic, but when I was actually in a room with a bunch of millionaires and learning, and I was like, holy crap, that really struck me like gold. That really struck me like gold. And obviously, over the course of all our daily huddles, I'm not just going to talk about like advertising, business models, because ultimately there's a lot of variables involved, like the mindset, thinking about your business, the psychology, the structure, team building. There is a lot in place if you want to eventually go from like 0 to 6 figures and into the multi-million-dollar number, okay? And I'm going to actually share all those knowledge with you, and I spend a lot of money to go to these workshops, and at the end of the day, I'm just sharing these back to you guys so you guys can actually benefit from it. All the training that I get myself, that I pay a lot of money a year. I easily pay 6-figure a year, traveling around the world, meeting mentors, going to workshops, and obviously by being in our daily huddle, you get to actually learn all these for free. All right, I'm getting a lot of me's coming in, people saying that you guys got amazing value. Awesome. King James said, where's the new gong? I still have not ordered my gong yet. All right, I hope to get it actually very soon. So anyways, moving on, and I hope that you guys start thinking about it, thinking about the whys, and I will tell you, it's going to actually help you drastically in your business. And listen, if you guys are on Instagram right now, I'm looking at you guys right now, I'm actually broadcasting on my phone. Give me a like, make sure you share this. I want to build up my Instagram following, and I'm just going to be upfront and honest. I want to get into the 100,000 by this year, so I got to need your guys' help, okay? The guys that are watching right now, please share it. If you're on Facebook, share this. If you're on YouTube, share this. Do whatever you guys can to help me grow and help me inspire more individuals to become entrepreneurs, because at iPro, in my business, my goal is to empower entrepreneurship, okay? And the more people that I can help, the more that I can see that I'm actually making a difference, and obviously the more excited I get. And every day I get messages, people coming in thanking me for all these stuff, and obviously I know that it makes a lot of it really helps a lot of people too. So anyways, I'm just using my tablet to look for our 5 questions for today. Now, for those of you who are joining us for the first time while I'm loading, if you guys want your question to be featured on our daily huddle, make sure you actually go to fretlam.com, and then you'll actually see a section about about our daily huddle, where you can actually submit your question to me, and I will get it featured in our daily huddle. All right. So the first question of today is by Stephanie Wong. Stephanie said, hi, Brett. Thanks for the daily huddle. Never missed a section. Thank you. Thank you for your guys' support. Your first question is, want to incorporate a simple survey of 2 to 3 questions to customers soon after sale. Survey has radio button and freestyle text. What is your recommendation approach? Have it in the retargeting or thank you email or elsewhere? Can you recommend some free apps for this, or use Google? Special request. To help us students expand our knowledge and diversify in paid advertising, could you please give us more training on Google Shopping? Start with the most basic. Many thanks. All right, so I'll answer your question first before I actually talk about your request. So the answer to your question is that is an absolutely brilliant and smart way to do so, okay? However, here's the only holdback that I have. The customer have not received your product yet. You would be getting more real data after like 2-3 weeks to send out that survey. I won't suggest they actually have it in the thank you email right away, unless if you're trying to instantly find out why did that person buy from you. That's a different story, okay? But if you want to actually look at the big picture, what I would actually encourage you to do, and what I actually do, is 3 weeks later, I actually have an email and I correlate and I ask for testimonials. So 3 weeks later, I ask for people for a review. But in your case, if you want to actually use a survey to actually identify and to simply find out why people buy from you, and you want to actually get more understanding of your customers, I would do it 3 weeks out. And the best method that I would do is just actually set it into your autoresponder. And I would just simply use a Google form, okay? Google form is absolutely free. That's what I use for my daily huddle. That's what I use for my, Kickstart 500 grants. I use Google form. It's absolutely free. They can consolidate all the answers in a visual format so you can see what is going on. All right. Now, Stephanie, to your other question about more training about paid advertising, I am doing something right now. It got delayed only because I am building something. So hopefully in February, you're guys going to see a ton of free training from me. In a way where people pay thousands of dollars for these trainings online, I'm going to actually just give it away. I'm going to actually get a lot of calls from people that are going to actually complain about it. But that's what my decision is because this year, my goal is to empower entrepreneurship, and I'm going to do it based on the knowledge that I have, and I'm just going to give back. All right? So anyways, moving on to the next question of the day is by Yana Palziva. Yana asks, "Hello Fred, thanks for your tutorials on digital marketing. They are very helpful. You are welcome. I'm glad to hear that it helped you. I'm currently living in Paris. God, I love Paris. But we'll be doing drop shipping on Shopify to mostly USA market. My question is whether I should take into account their state tax into product price. Thanks for your reply." So Yana, because you are selling internationally and you do not have a residency in US, you do not actually have to charge a sales tax, okay? You do not have to do it. Now, I am sharing a case study with you. You're not restricted just to sell into the United States. I have a guy, a student of mine, that actually generates $7,000 a day, okay? Selling just within France. He is from Paris. He just sells in France. Crushing it like nothing I've seen before. So again, you can start with US, you can start with France, but ultimately if you actually have residencies in France and you're trying to sell into US, you don't need to actually ask for a sales tax, yada yada yada. Alright. Moving on to the third question is by Javier Pinda. Alright, Javier said, "Hi Fred, you say that the price of the product should be 3x the price of the supplier, but the supplier is always making offers and discount. If the supplier initial price is $20, but the real price is $15, what price should I offer in my website? $60 or $45? Or I should set 2x of the initial price, then it will be $40 US, my price, and when the seller price is $15. Also, how can you get update from the supplier if they're changing all the time? I know there's 2 questions. Okay, so Javier, here's the answer to your question. I would always take the highest number first. And the only reason why I would do it is because I don't want to jeopardize my business. I want to make sure that I am always in profit if I am selling that product. However, I do agree with you. Sometimes on AliExpress, vendors purposely put it before price. On sale price. Now, what you need to do is very important. You actually have to contact the vendor and ask them if the discount is basically there forever and if they can keep honoring that discount. And if they can, then obviously you can use the $15 instead of the $20. But at time, obviously AliExpress people, they do flash sales. So you don't want to take the flash sale number to affect it, because what happens is, what if the flash sale is gone? Then that means that you are working with a much less margin, and it is going to be tough for you when it comes to advertising. Now, when it comes to price changing, at the end of the day, I don't see anything that is being done. But we are going to be implementing inside our technology, Zero Up. We are looking into actually having those notification of price as well. All right, so I hope that helps you out. Moving on to the fourth question of today is Don McCree. Don asks, our store has multiple products. How do I determine what would be most appealing to advertise? How do I sharpen the audience focus? And how do I create ads that really appeal to that audience? So Don, at the end of the day, you actually have to do your own testing. I do not have the magic wand or the magic hat or the crystal ball to tell you which product's going to sell well and which product's not going to sell. If that's the case, I'll be a billionaire right now, to be very frank with you. And the importance for yourself is to basically test your product and find the targeting that works. Now, when it comes to sharpening your audience focus, again, like I said earlier, you gotta be within your niche. You gotta identify the why. Why are people buying from you? Why are people wanting your product? Because if you are able to actually identify that, the audience will surface pretty much instantly and very easily. Now, if you're like, you know what, I don't know, I'm not really into that market, I need help with targeting, what should you do? There are three things that I do. Number one, I use the audience insights. And inside the audience insights, I actually put in three different interests. The first interest, I'll put in a public figure that is very well known in the industry, okay? Like fitness, Jillian Michaels, right? Personal development, Bob Proctor. The other thing that I'll look at is a brand name, a very big brand name. So let's say if you're going after the baby niche, then go after Babies R Us. Go after Carter's. So these are big brand names when it comes to baby. The third I would actually look at is a keyword, like just randomly search for like a particular product, like baby moccasins, and actually put it into the audience insight. And with that information, it will get you more audience information. So for example, it will tell you the demographic, it will tell you the age range, it will tell you their interests, what they're buying online, what other pages do they like. Because with the audience insight, it will give you an indicator on who these people are. So now that you've sharpened your audience, well, guess what? The next thing that you wanted to do is to now write a message or write an ad that speaks directly to those people. Because with all those information, you'll identify the why. Why are people actually liking Baby R Us? Because there are a lot of products, right? There are a lot of baby products, and you, with those information, you want to identify why would people buy my product, and then your ad will actually just come up. All right, so I hope that helps you out. And again, here's the one more tip for you. How do you create an appealing ad for your target audience? I would have to say video. Okay, video, slideshow, something moving will always attract those people, okay? Something moving will attract those people. Because in the news feed, when people are scrolling, people want to actually see something that is moving, all right? So, moving on. Let's see. The last question of the day is by Pang Kong. Hi, Fred. What is the biggest obstacle you go through in life? How do you overcome it? That's a really great question. Let's be honest with you. Every single human being will not have a perfect life. Okay? I mean, at the end of the day, when you actually look at a YouTuber, when you look at an Instagram influencer, you may think that, wow, that person have a perfect life. But the reality is that every single person would always have a problem, regardless of how big it is. People only talk about their good stuff. They don't talk about the bad stuff. So one of the biggest obstacle I had in my life, and I'll be very upfront with you, I actually have several, and I'll share one that really I think is one of the biggest obstacles that I had in my life, and it took me quite some time to get myself out of it. So the one big obstacle that I really had back then was simply, I would say, starting back from grounds up. So when I first got into the industry back in 2008, my ex-business partner and I, we generated over $4.6 million in 4 months. That's a lot of freaking money. And if it's 2008, I was literally just like 18 years old. I was 18. And in 4 months, we generated $4.6 million. But we lost everything. Because, number one, we didn't have foundation business. We didn't really look into our cash flow. We were spending money like crazy, and we didn't really understand exactly what we were doing. And, I mean, at such a young age, losing everything, right? You're working as a freaking dishwasher, then all of a sudden, you start to build a multi-million-dollar business, and in a blink of an eye, you lost it all. I think for a lot of people, they'll be like, holy crap. They're going to be actually being in a very, 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 very bad state. So I was in a very bad state. I was actually in depression. And I actually went back into bussing tables. And during that time, it was a very dark time. I was basically saying, well, why the and I'm going to swear because it obviously emphasized it. I was like, why the fuck did it fail? Why the fuck am I back at bussing table? And when I keep starting to complain, I started to keep whining. I started to keep basically finding excuses or blaming something or blaming someone. And at the end of the day, one day it hit me. It hit me right away. And I basically said, I gained all these knowledge running my first multi-million-dollar business. And if I kept on complaining and whining and blaming and being the victim and putting myself as the victim, it will just continue to actually attract negative energy to my body and attract a negative mindset, and it will basically continue to basically keep being a bussing tables. So at that time, something just hit, and I forgot what the culprit is, and I can't remember what it was. I took a step back, and I remember that. I took a step back, and I looked at the entire incident from a completely different angle. A completely different angle. I looked at, well, okay, what did I learn from this? And I identified it that, well, through the process, I've learned media buying. I've learned how to drive traffic to any websites that I want. I've learned how to actually master Google. And there was no Facebook back then, okay? There was absolutely no Facebook back then. And I was able to master it. And then, obviously, with that, and I start looking at, okay, what happened? Why did that business collapse? And I really looked at it from the outside, and I go like, okay, I think, and I realized that one of the key reasons was we did not have proper accounting in place, we did not have proper foundation in place, we did not have proper infrastructure in place. And because of that, I identified it that, well, you know what, Fred Lam, at that point, you knew nothing about running a business. You were lucky to actually build that $4.6 million business. And through that time, I was just able to acquire that skill set of simply running, how to run media buying, how to buy traffic online. So with that, I started to look, okay, so in order for me to learn about business, I'm obviously not going to go back to freaking school. That's never going to happen. So what are my options? So obviously I kept thinking about it. I kept thinking, well, how can I become a business? How can I build a business? How can I learn from these stuff? And then suddenly it hit me. Guess what? I have a specific knowledge that not very many people have 10 years ago. Or 11 years ago almost. And I went like, okay, why don't I create an agency? Because if I create an agency, I will have the ability to basically go into another person's business, look at how they run a business while I run their traffic for them. And that's exactly what happened. I had another ex-business partner create an agency, and we started going off from there. And I kept having that intention. I keep having that intention of I'm lacking business knowledge. That's what I'm lacking right now. I am lacking business knowledge for me to actually grow to the next level. I am lacking that knowledge for me to actually break through, and that is a big obstacle in me. And eventually, I think like someone on Instagram said, "Law of Attraction" by My Vanity Jewelry. I think it may be Law of Attraction that came out. At the end, I got attracted to BMW. And when I went to BMW, listen, a young kid that was like not even in the 20s, like not even a 20-year-old. I think I was 20 back then. I was 20. And having a young kid going into BMW for a proposal, right? Everyone will be like, who the frick is this kid that is so short? And look, I have an Asian face, okay? I have a baby face. I'm blessed with it. But in the business format, it is tough having this face going into like a superbly business place and all dressed up in suit, and then you're talking about a multi-billion-dollar market. And then with that, obviously, I went in with a proposal. I actually blew away the general manager. And from there, I obviously blew away the general manager, showed him my capability, and I gained the trust from him, and he started to actually groom me. He became my mentor, taught me everything about running a business, and how to actually look at accounting, how to look at sales, how to look at operation, how to look at foundation, and I learned a heck of a lot when I was at BMW. So that was like one of the biggest obstacles that I had, and how I really overcome it, and actually I'm just sharing that story, and I look back, how I overcome it was basically taking a back seat and looking at the problem again. When you actually hit a problem, or when you hit an obstacle, you are always putting yourself as the victim. You never actually take a step back to look at the entire incident again and basically look at what happened. How can I be better? Or basically answer the question, what does good look like for me? And I identified it that, well, when I took a step back, I removed the negative energy. I removed being the victim to the incident. And I basically look at, well, I guess I failed because I am lacking these stuff. I am lacking the business knowledge. I am lacking the operation side. I am lacking accounting and finance. And guess what? Things just came. It just came. And from there, I built an agency grounds up, did super well. Then obviously, I was like, well, why the heck should I be building other people's business? So I went back into online business and created my own business and start scaling it to now where I am at today. Now again, I'm sharing this story with you guys because I think giving you my story, you can actually reflect easier, and you would actually see by taking the back seat sometimes again and eliminating yourself and telling yourself you're not the victim. You are just learning from this. You want to actually basically look at the obstacle, you can call it, or the problems from another angle, and that is where your breakthrough actually happened, and that's where you actually overcome your obstacle. And that's why in all my companies, one thing that I value a lot inside the company is creativity. Okay, creativity is valued greatly inside my company because creativity is that you gotta think outside the box, just like this thing. When you hit a problem, take a step back. Think outside the box on how to overcome that obstacle. And if you actually do that, it will help you so much. Always, okay? Just take a step back and relook at the incident. Don't have to blame, whine, and playing the victim mentality because that will always put you back into square one. Take a back seat and look at the picture again, and I will guarantee you that you would actually find a solution to whatever problems that you actually run into. All right? So, anyways, I hope that I know that I rambled a lot more than I usually have, and this is like my entrepreneur rants, and I know that a lot of people like love my entrepreneur rants. So, write in the comment box below if you guys, if this helped you. Okay, put in the word or comment below or do something and tell me if that helped you, and that really inspire you guys, because again, I'm sharing with you guys based on my experience. I'm not making shizzle up. And I got someone that actually gave me, this is actually the first time seeing it, well, second time seeing it, and I can't see it. Trunk TV actually donated 200 yen to me. I don't know how much that's cost. That's really is, but at the end of the day, I guess now I'm officially a YouTuber. Now I'm getting donations. Awesome. Okay, but anyways, but again, we are all humans, okay? Regardless of how logical we are, we're all based on emotion. So like I said, again, at the end of the day, it is all about the mindset. It is all about looking at things. So not only am I wanting to just share with you guys, basically business knowledge, sharing you guys tactics, advertising advices, I also want to basically share with you guys at the end of the day, you are actually growing yourself internally and a personal level too. Because with these mindsets, it will actually carry a much, much, much greater impact toward your business. Okay, it would definitely do that. All right. So, anyways, that is it for our daily huddle today. And Pentong, I know that you asked like one simple question, and I went on to blab about it. But I seriously hope that my story lets you see how I actually overcome obstacles, and how I look at things. All right, and obviously there are so much other things that I value, that I look at, and eventually I'll share more and more and more of these with you guys. All right. So, anyways, before I actually go, one thing very important. Okay. If you are on Facebook and you ultimately want to actually always see my daily huddle and get notification on it, and always see my updates, my tips on Facebook, I need you, and I'm going to actually create a quick video about it. I need you to actually go to my Facebook page. After you finish putting the like, you will have a check mark on the following, okay? Once you actually have the check mark on the following, you will actually have a toggle right beside it. Click on it, and then you will see a button that says see first, okay? So again, Facebook made a huge algorithm change, and I talked about it, I believe, on Monday. And it's affecting Facebook pages to actually put in posts. So if you want to actually see all my posts, make sure you actually adjust the setting to see first, so you always actually see my post first. On Facebook, see my live video, okay? If you're on Instagram, if you are not on my Instagram, I should say, guys, go to my Instagram channel. It is instagram.com/FretLambOfficial, and make sure you follow me on Instagram. I actually share different things on Instagram. So what I'm going to be eventually doing is that YouTube is going to be all about video training, Instagram is all about my personal life, Facebook is going to be a mixture of different things, okay? So if you want to get behind the scene of what I do, so like yesterday I was at the workshop, I actually took a picture of it, told you guys what I was learning, and if you guys want those stuff, want to see behind the camera or behind the scenes of what I do, make sure you follow me on Instagram. Alright, and most importantly, if you always want to be the first to know if I have a video training that's going to come out, make sure you actually subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, and after you subscribe to my YouTube channel, make sure you actually click on that notification bell so that you get a notification instantly when I actually have a video that comes out or I actually come on live. Alright, so other than that, that is really it for today's Daily Huddle, and I hope that I make up the time for yesterday for not being here. I do apologize about it, but again, we are going to be back tomorrow, and although tomorrow is going to be Thursday though, okay, I will be on pretty late. I will be on at around 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern, only because that is my no-touch time where I actually spend with my members, so I gotta actually prioritize them first. Alright, other than that, I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow at around 9 p.m. Okay? I'll see you guys soon. Bye now.